The classroom door slams shut behind me, and suddenly I'm pressed against the wall, a hand beside my head blocking any escape route. Do you think being young gives you the right to toy with a teacher's feelings? My heart hammers against my ribs as I stare up at Park Jiwon, Hanul's terrifyingly attractive homeroom teacher. His dark eyes bore into mine with an intensity that makes my knees weak. This is bad. This is really bad. I don't know what you're talking about, I stammer, very aware that we're alone in this classroom after school hours. The late afternoon sun casts long shadows across the empty desks, and I can smell his cologne, something expensive and woodsy that definitely doesn't help my racing pulse. Don't play dumb, Mr. Kong. His voice drops lower, almost a growl. 2 weeks. I've called you 14 times about parent meetings. You've ignored every single one. That's what this is about. I press myself flatter against the wall, still wearing my cafe apron because I literally ran here straight from my shift. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I've been busy with work and... Busy? He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Your son asked me yesterday if his dad doesn't love him anymore because you never come to school events. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. Hanul said that? Do you have any idea what it's like watching a 7-year-old try not to cry while his classmates' parents show up and his doesn't? Jiwon's expression hardens. If you won't act like a proper parent, I'll have to teach you myself. Something inside me snaps. Maybe it's the exhaustion from working double shifts. Maybe it's the sleep deprivation from staying up late helping Hanul with homework. I barely understand myself. Maybe it's the crushing weight of trying to be everything for a kid when I'm barely keeping myself together. I'm doing my best. The words explode out of me. Do you think I want to miss his school events? Do you think I enjoy disappointing him? I'm working 2 jobs just to keep us fed and housed, and I'm basically a kid raising a kid. Jiwon's hand drops from the wall. His angry expression falters. What did you just say? I'm shaking now, 2 years of pent-up frustration pouring out. I drop him off at 7 a.m., work at the cafe until 3, pick him up, help with homework I don't understand because I dropped out of college, make dinner, put him to bed, then work the night shift until midnight. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying so damn hard and it's never enough. How old are you? Jiwon interrupts, his voice suddenly strange. I wipe my eyes roughly, embarrassed to find them wet. What does that have to do with anything? Answer the question. How old are you, Mr. Kong? I'm 23. I practically yell it. I'm 23 years old and I'm tired and I'm scared and I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but Hanul is all I have left and I'm terrified of screwing this up. The silence that follows is deafening. Jiwon's face has gone completely pale. He takes a step back, then another, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair and messing it up entirely. 23, he repeats like he's testing the words. You're. Then who? You're not Hanul's father? I slump against the wall, suddenly drained. He's my nephew. My sister. The words stick in my throat like they always do. She died 2 years ago. Car accident. I'm all he has. Oh my God. Jiwon sits down heavily in the nearest student desk, looking shell-shocked. I thought, everyone said you were his father. He calls you dad and you're listed as his guardian and I just assumed. He started calling me dad 6 months after she died. I explained quietly, sliding down to sit on the floor because my legs won't hold me anymore. The school counselor said not to correct him if it helps him cope. So I just let him. It's easier than explaining to a 7-year-old why mommy's never coming back. Jiwon covers his face with his hands. Oh God, I've been so harsh with you. I thought you were an irresponsible parent who didn't care about his kid. I was so angry. You had every right to be. I cut him off. From your perspective, I was ignoring my son's teacher. That's on me. You're 23. He says it again like he still can't process it. When he drops his hands, his expression has completely transformed. The cold, intimidating teacher is gone, replaced by something softer, almost wounded. You should be in college, going to parties, figuring out your life. Not raising a child alone. I laugh, but it comes out bitter. Yeah, well, life doesn't really care about should be. We sit there in that empty classroom as the sun sets outside, 2 strangers who suddenly know too much about each other. The anger has evaporated, leaving something else in its place, something I don't have the energy to examine right now. Finally, Jiwon stands, adjusting his tie with shaking hands. I'm sorry, Miho. It's the first time he's used my first name. I completely misread this situation. You're doing an incredible job under impossible circumstances. Am I though? I ask tiredly. He offers me his hand to help me up. When I take it, his skin is warm and he doesn't let go immediately. Yes, he says firmly, those dark eyes holding mine. You are. Something passes between us in that moment, something that makes my breath catch and his grip tighten slightly on my hand. Then his phone buzzes, breaking the spell. He releases me quickly, clearing his throat. Let me give you my personal number. For Hanol. In case of emergencies. As he writes his number on a post-it note, I can't help but notice his hand is still trembling slightly. Thank you, I mumble, taking the note. He nods, not quite meeting my eyes anymore. I'll see you tomorrow, mijo. For that parent meeting we never had. I leave the classroom in a daze, clutching that post-it note like a lifeline, and trying very hard not to think about why my heart is still racing. I'm wiping down the cafe counter when he walks in. Park Jiwon, in casual clothes instead of his usual crisp teacher attire, looks almost human in jeans and a sweater. Almost approachable. Almost like someone I could actually talk to without my palms sweating. Miho, he says, and I nearly drop the cloth I'm holding. Mr. Park? What are you? Jiwon, he corrects, sliding into a seat at the counter. Outside of school just call me Jiwon. I came to apologize properly. Yesterday I was completely out of line. I busy myself making his coffee, an Americano, because somehow I remember his order from the one time he came here months ago. You didn't know. It's fine. It's not fine. His voice is firm. You're 23, raising your nephew alone because your sister died. You're working yourself to exhaustion, and I've been making it harder by judging you. He pauses. I'm sorry, mijo. Truly. The sincerity in his voice makes my throat tight. I set his coffee down, our fingers brushing accidentally. Thank you. That means a lot. For the next week, things change. Jiwon starts leaving encouraging notes in Hanol's backpack. Little messages about how proud he is of Hanol's progress, how well he's doing. But there are also small lines clearly meant for me. Don't forget to eat lunch, or you're doing great, or take care of yourself too. Then comes the school sports day. I'm in the middle of the lunch rush when my phone rings. Jiwon's name flashes on the screen, and my heart does that stupid flutter thing it's been doing lately. Miho, don't panic. What happened? I'm already ripping off my apron, panic clawing up my throat. Hanol fell during relay practice. He hit his head. We're in the nurse's office. I don't hear the rest. I'm out the door, leaving my confused coworker behind, running the 4 blocks to the school like my life depends on it. I burst into the nurse's office, breathless and terrified, to find Hanol sitting on the bed with an ice pack on his forehead. Jiwon is crouched beside him, holding his small hand. Uncle Miho. Hanol's face crumples when he sees me, and I'm across the room in a heartbeat, pulling him into my arms. I'm here, baby. I'm here. Are you okay? Does it hurt? My hands shake as I check him over, tears burning my eyes. I'm okay, Hanol sniffles. Teacher stayed with me the whole time. He didn't leave even once. I look up at Jiwon, who's watching us with an expression I can't quite read, soft and warm and something else. Thank you, I whisper. Thank you for staying with him. Of course. His voice is rough. I wouldn't leave him alone. Never. The nurse clears Hanol to go home with monitoring instructions. As I'm signing him out, Jiwon appears beside me. Let me drive you both home. You ran here without your car. You don't have to. Please. The word is quiet but intense. Let me help. In his car, Hanol chatters about how cool Teacher Park was, how he carried him to the nurse's office like a superhero. I catch Jiwon's eyes in the rearview mirror, and something passes between us that makes my stomach flip. That evening there's a knock on my apartment door. It's Jiwon holding textbooks and a bag of groceries. What are you doing here? He shifts, suddenly looking uncertain. I wanted to make up for everything. Let me tutor Hanol. Free of charge. I know you mentioned struggling with his homework and He stops, takes a breath. I want to help. If you'll let me. I should say no. I should maintain boundaries. But I'm so tired, and he's looking at me with those earnest eyes, and Hanol is already squealing, Teacher Park is here, from behind me. Okay, I hear myself say. Okay. That's how it starts. Jiwon comes over 3 times a week. He's patient with Hanol, makes learning fun, and somehow always stays for dinner. He helps with dishes, plays blocks with Hanol, fixes the leaky faucet I've been meaning to get to for months. One evening, after I put Hanol to bed, I return to find Jiwon asleep on my couch, papers scattered around him. He looks younger like this, peaceful, his usually perfect hair falling across his forehead. I grab a blanket and drape it over him carefully. You're making this so much harder, I whisper, allowing myself one moment to brush that stray hair back. His hand suddenly catches my wrist and my heart stops. His eyes open slowly, dark and aware. Making what harder? His voice is sleep rough. Nothing. You should go home. But he doesn't let go. Miho. Don't. I pull away, wrapping my arms around myself. Don't look at me like that. You're Hanul's teacher. He sits up, the blanket falling away. He's not your son. He might as well be. That's exactly the problem. Jiwon stands, and suddenly we're too close in my tiny living room. Because every rule I'm breaking in my head has nothing to do with being a teacher and everything to do with the fact that I can't stop thinking about you. The words hang in the air between us, dangerous and thrilling and terrifying. You need to go, I say, but it comes out weak. I know. He doesn't move. I'm sorry. I'll maintain professional distance. I just needed you to know that this isn't easy for me either. He leaves and I slide down against the closed door, heart racing. My phone buzzes. A message from Jiwon. I meant what I said. But I won't make this complicated for you or Hanul. I promise. I stare at those words for a long time, trying to convince myself that the ache in my chest is relief and not disappointment. I'm not very convincing. The professional distance Jiwon promised lasts exactly 3 days. On day 4, he's back in my apartment with Hanul's homework and that soft smile that makes my defenses crumble. We pretend the confession never happened, but the air between us feels charged, like static before a storm. Uncle Miho, teacher, smiles now. Hanul announces one evening, looking between us with innocent delight. Before he was always scary. But now he smiles like you. Jiwon's ears turn red. I suddenly find my cup of coffee extremely interesting. 2 weeks pass in this strange domestic rhythm. Jiwon tutors Hanul. Stays for dinner. Helps clean up. Once, I find him fixing Hanul's broken toy with the concentration of a surgeon, his tongue between his teeth in focus, and I have to physically leave the room because my heart can't handle it. Tonight, I'm putting away dishes when I notice the apartment has gone quiet. Too quiet. I peek into the living room and freeze. Jiwon is asleep on the couch, papers still spread across his lap, his head tilted back in a way that's going to give him a terrible neck ache. He must have been exhausted. He mentioned having parent conferences all day. I should wake him. Send him home. Instead, I find myself grabbing a blanket, draping it carefully over his shoulders. In sleep, he looks less like the intimidating teacher and more like just Jiwon. Just a man who's somehow become woven into our daily life. You're making this harder, I whisper, unable to stop myself from brushing that perpetually perfect hair back from his forehead. His hand shoots up, catching my wrist. My heart stops. His eyes open, fully aware, not groggy at all. Making what harder? His voice is rough, intimate in the dim light. You were awake? Heat floods my face. Answer the question, Miho. His thumb traces small circles on my inner wrist, right over my racing pulse. What am I making harder? I yank my hand away, stumbling back. Everything. You need to go home. Do you want me to? He sits up, the blanket falling away, eyes locked on mine. Yes. No. I don't know anymore. I'm saved from answering by my phone ringing. My coworker Daehoon's name flashes across the screen. The next morning, Daehoon corners me during the cafe's slow period. So, he says, wiping down the espresso machine with far too much interest. Want to tell me about the hot teacher who's been picking up Hanul from school? He's tutoring Hanul. That's all. Wow. And does tutoring usually involve lingering looks and that whole, I want to devour you energy? I nearly drop the cup I'm holding. What are you? Miho. Daehoon sets down his cloth, expression turning serious. You know he likes you, right? Likes you. My stomach does a complicated flip. He's Hanul's teacher. I can't risk. Risk what? Being happy? Daehoon's voice softens. You're 23, not dead. You're allowed to want things for yourself. And what if it goes wrong? What if it affects Hanul? What if it goes right? He counters. What if you stop punishing yourself for surviving when your sister didn't? The words hit like a slap. Before I can respond, the cafe door chimes. It's parent-teacher conference day at school. I'm standing in the hallway waiting my turn when a woman sidles up to me. She's wearing too much perfume and a smile that sets off warning bells. You're Hanul's dad, right? The young one. She touches my arm. I'm Minseo's mom. We should get coffee sometime. Compare notes about handling Mr. Park. He's so intense, isn't he? Her hand trails down my arm suggestively, and I'm about to politely extract myself when a cold voice cuts through the air. Mr. Kong. Jiwon appears beside us, his professional mask firmly in place, but his eyes are ice. Your appointment is now. We shouldn't keep the other parents waiting. He practically herds me into his classroom, and I hear him tell the woman with barely concealed disdain, Mrs. Lee, your conference isn't for another 30 minutes. The door closes. We're alone. You didn't have to be so rude to her, I say, even though I'm secretly relieved. She was flirting with you. His composure cracks. Right in front of me. Do you have any idea? He stops, runs a hand through his hair. Sorry? That was unprofessional. Jiwon. Do you enjoy watching me lose my mind? The words burst out of him. He's gripping the edge of his desk, knuckles white. Watching you with other people, pretending I have any right to care, trying to maintain boundaries when all I want. What are you talking about? My heart is pounding. He crosses the space between us in 2 strides, cupping my face with both hands. I'm talking about the fact that I can't stop thinking about you. That I lie awake wondering if you felt the same thing I did when our hands touched. That every time you smile at me, I forget how to breathe. I can't breathe either. His face is inches from mine, his dark eyes searching. I know this is impossible, he whispers. I know all the reasons this can't happen. But Minho, Dad. Teacher. We spring apart like we've been electrocuted. Hanol stands in the doorway, having escaped from the hallway waiting area, looking between us with wide, confused eyes. Are you fighting? His lower lip trembles. You look angry. No, sweetheart. I'm across the room immediately, picking him up. We're not fighting. Teacher and I were just talking. Over Hanol's head, I catch Jiwon's eyes. He looks wrecked, desperate, and I know my expression mirrors his. I like both of you, Hanol says softly, hugging my neck. I don't want you to fight. We won't, Jiwon promises, his voice rough. We won't fight, Hanol. But as I carry my nephew out of that classroom, I wonder if the real fight isn't between us. It's against everything we're both feeling and can't say. I don't go back to the school for a week. I send Daehoon to pick up Hanol. I ignore Jiwon's carefully worded text messages asking if everything is okay. I throw myself into work until exhaustion makes it impossible to think about dark eyes and gentle hands and words that almost changed everything. It's cowardice and I know it. On day 7, Hanol climbs into my lap during dinner, his small face serious. Uncle Minho, why don't you like teacher anymore? My heart clenches. What? Of course I like him, baby. Then why doesn't he come over? Why does Uncle Daehoon pick me up? His eyes fill with tears. Did I do something wrong? Is teacher mad at me? No, Hanol, no. I pull him close, my own eyes burning. Teacher isn't mad at you. He could never be mad at you. Then why? He whispers against my shoulder. I don't have an answer that a 7-year-old would understand. I don't have an answer that I understand. That night, after putting Hanol to bed, I sit in the dark living room and finally let myself think. Really think. I'm scared. Terrified, actually. Everyone already whispers about how young I am to be raising a child. Too young, too inexperienced, too unprepared. Adding a relationship, especially with Hanol's teacher, feels like handing them ammunition. But Daehoon's words keep echoing. You're 23, not dead. You're allowed to want things for yourself. And Hanol's tear-stained face. Did I do something wrong? My fear isn't protecting anyone. It's just hurting the people I love. I grab my keys. The school is dark except for one classroom. 3rd floor, end of the hall. I'd know that light anywhere. I push open the door quietly. Jiwon sits at his desk, head in his hands, surrounded by papers. On the wall behind him, I can see Hanol's latest drawing, stick figures labeled My Family, Dad and Teacher, with a big heart between them. Something in my chest breaks. Jiwon. His head snaps up, eyes widening. Minho? What are you? I'm scared. The words tumble out before I can stop them. Everyone already thinks I'm too young to raise Hanol properly. They whisper about it at school events, at the grocery store. His own grandmother tried to take him from me last year because she said a 23-year-old dropout couldn't possibly. My voice cracks. And now you and this, and I'm terrified of what people will say. What they'll think. How it might affect him. Jiwon stands slowly, like I'm a frightened animal he might spook. Minho. But I'm more terrified of this. I gesture between us. Of how you make me feel. Of how much I want. I can't finish. He crosses to me, stopping just close enough that I can feel his warmth. I'm terrified too, he says softly. Terrified I'll mess this up for both of you. That I'm not good enough for what you need. That I'll fail you the way He stops, jaw tight. But I can't pretend anymore, Minho. I tried. This week without you has been hell. Hanol asked if he did something wrong, I whisper. If you were mad at him. And I realized, my fear is hurting everyone. Including me. Jiwon's hand comes up slowly, giving me time to pull away. When I don't, he cups my cheek, his thumb brushing away a tear I didn't know had fallen. You've been carrying the world alone, he says. Age doesn't matter. What matters is that you've been so strong for so long and you don't have to be anymore. Not alone. I'm so tired of being strong. The admission feels like surrender and relief all at once. Then let me be strong for you. His forehead touches mine. Let me help carry it. Please. I kiss him. Or he kisses me. I'm not sure who moves first, but suddenly his lips are on mine, soft and desperate and perfect. His hands frame my face like I'm something precious, and I grab his shirt like he's the only thing keeping me upright. We break apart gasping and I start laughing through tears because of course, we hear the janitor's cart rattling down the hallway. We spring apart, both blushing like teenagers, and the absurdity of it makes us laugh harder. We should probably talk about this somewhere that isn't my classroom, Jiwon says, his smile doing dangerous things to my heart. Yeah. I can't stop grinning. Yeah, we should. He takes my hand, lacing our fingers together, and the simple gesture feels monumental. I want to do this right, he says seriously. Meet your family. Take you on actual dates. Be someone Hanol can be proud of. He already adores you. He draws you into our family portraits. Jiwon's expression softens. I saw. It's been on my wall for 2 weeks. I look at it every day and think about how much I want that to be real. It can be. The words feel like jumping off a cliff, exhilarating and terrifying. If we can figure this out. I want, he says firmly. God, Miho, I want. 6 months later. So you're telling me, my mother says, looking between Jiwon and me across the dinner table, that you met because he thought you were a neglectful parent? Jiwon's ears turn red. Mrs. Kong, I cannot apologize enough. Oh, stop. She waves a hand, smiling. You're good for him. Both of them. I haven't seen Miho this happy since. She trails off, but we all know what she means. Since before my sister died. Hanol, oblivious to the heavy moment, holds up his latest drawing. My new family picture. 3 stick figures holding hands, my family, Dad, Papa, and me. Hearts everywhere. Under the table, Jiwon squeezes my hand. I squeeze back. Later, at the school festival, a parent approaches with barely concealed judgment. So, Hanol has 2 fathers now? I feel Jiwon tense beside me, ready to defend, but I speak first. Yes, he does. Jiwon's arm slides around my waist, confident and claiming. Any questions? The parent huffs and walks away. I lean into Jiwon's warmth, feeling lighter than I have in years. I love you, I whisper. I love you too. He presses a kiss to my temple. Both of you. My family. Hanol crashes into our legs, squealing about the cotton candy stand, and we follow him into the festival lights. Not perfect, but finally beautifully whole.